Each month here at Eyewitness News, we're bringing you in-depth digital originals in our 12 on 12 series. I'm Mike Montecalvo.
And I'm Shannon Hegy. This month won't change that. In the midst of a global pandemic that has brought our lives to a halt, overwhelmed our hospitals, and kept us away from our family and friends, good news has become more crucial than ever. And
you've heard it many times over the last several weeks. We're all in this together. In this 12 on 12, we highlight the stories that prove that. Now, we begin with a story of appreciation. Doctors, nurses, and hospital staff putting their own safety on the back burner to care for patients with the coronavirus. So a group of local first responders decided to say thank you in a big way. Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin joins us from Warwick with the story.
Well, there's no doubt about it. This has been an incredibly trying time for all of us, especially for our healthcare workers. So on Tuesday night, a parade of first responders made their way here to Kent Hospital to say thank you. Just another sign that we truly are all in this together. One by one, they responded to the call. A caravan of engines and cruisers filled with first responders from communities throughout Rhode Island. Their mission Tuesday night, light up the night for staff at Kent Hospital who have found themselves on the front lines of the battle against COVID-19.
I just believe that the support that we're showing is just hopefully to make someone smile tonight and make them realize that we're stronger together.
Patrolman Justin Lake of West Warwick Police organized Tuesday's event. Crews from Warwick, Providence, Cranston, Coventry, West Greenwich, East Greenwich, North Kingstown, Scituate, and State Police decided to join.
We're out here on the front lines, working it on the streets and inside the houses, and ultimately they're dealing with it day in and day out inside that hospital and nothing but it, and then never mind they have all the other emergencies going on. And they're taking as much precautions, and it's scary walking into that place.
This was a way of showing them they aren't alone. After staging at Tollgate High School, they made their way down Tollgate Road to Kent Hospital. Community members and staff from Kent anxiously waited for the parade outside. A large show of support from the community and those who serve it to show healthcare workers here in Warwick, we are all in this together.
This means a lot to us, and it gives us more strength to be strong.
Reporting in Warwick, I'm Caroline Goggin.
We're together, all the way.
Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Caroline. Now the story of a Providence teacher combining distance learning and doing good for others during these uncertain times. She's using her engineering classroom's 3D printer to make crucial supplies to help those on the front lines of the pandemic.
Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado has the story now from Providence.
This 3D printer has been working around the clock. Normally stationed in the pre-engineering classroom at Providence Career and Technical Academy, it's now in teacher Annalisa Marchessault's kitchen.
We're 3D printing this piece.
Marchessault, with the help of her kids, is 3D printing face shields.
It's already created so that, see these pieces right here? That's made exactly so, an 8.5 by 11 piece of plastic. Can I see the plastic? Can just go right on it after you hole punch it.
They can help healthcare workers protect themselves during the COVID-19 pandemic.
So I have a cousin who's a nurse at Rhode Island Hospital, so I made one for her and she liked it a lot. And I thought, let me put a picture on Facebook.
That's where more nurses, doctors, and dentists started reaching out.
So they can wear the mask below it or beneath it, and while they have this on, they can't have anything like touch their face.
The project is also part of Marchessault's distance learning lessons with her PCTA juniors.
All got different types of files to print.
Along with teacher Amy Lavin, they have turned their pre-engineering classroom virtual.
We are hands-on, but we also focus on doing a lot of work with the kids on computer software.
I sat in on Wednesday's class on Zoom. The students were challenged to design something for the 3D printer to help with the COVID crisis. Lavin says even remotely, the class is like a family.
We work hard together, we laugh together, we cry together.
Marchessault got the template from educational tech company AET Labs, which says dozens of schools across New England are now using their 3D printers to make the shields. Marchessault says local hospitals have reached out to pick some up.
I think I have another 10 already since last night.
So production will not be slowing down anytime soon. In Providence, Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.
Steph, thank you. Hope. It's what we all cling to right now as we look forward to a time when things will be back to normal. Well, a house in Cumberland is lit up in Christmas lights right here, part of the Spread the Hope campaign going around on Facebook.
But the smile of the little girl who lives inside will outshine those lights any day. And as we found out, her family's motto is one we can all live by in these uncertain times.
All right, go give him a joyride, Brooke.
Soaking up the sunshine and giving her pet guinea pig some fresh air. Brookie Reynolds making the most of her time away from school. The 3 words on her pink license plate:
Impossible is nothing.
A family motto that rings true, especially now.
Do this as a team, and we just take each day as it comes and just try to make the best out of it.
Brookie was diagnosed with spastic quad cerebral palsy when she was just 1. While many parents cope with homeschooling and trying to keep their kids busy in the midst of this pandemic, for Brookie's mom, Allison, it's that much harder.
I am her hands, I am her voice, I am her everything.
Her husband is an essential worker helping to manufacture parts for ventilators.
He's doing hard work, about 12 hours a day, trying to get those pieces out as fast as he can.
But she says they're making the best of it, enjoying mornings with no schedule.
Tyler is the best big brother we could ask for.
Time together.
Good job.
And getting ready for Brookie's big day.
Are you gonna be 9? Yay! You're gonna be 9. Birthday cake and balloons, and we're gonna do a lot of virtual Zooms with family. Happy birthday to you.
And when the sun sets on these beautiful days spent together, an even more beautiful message lights up for the neighborhood to see. Impossible is nothing, and hope is everything. And on her Facebook page, Smiles for Brookie, she did have a great birthday.
She's got a great smile.
Yeah. Well, so many of the good news stories we've shared are about donations to healthcare workers, everything from personal protective equipment to food.
But in one local family decided to donate their home so healthcare workers don't have to worry about possibly infecting their families. Eyewitness News reporter Courtney Carter has more.
One local family says they usually open up their home for spring and summer renters for fun and relaxation. But this year is different for everybody, and now they're opening up their home as a refuge. Paul and Kayla Zarella's summer home in South Kingstown is unavailable to renters, and for good reason.
To know how bad this was needed, you know, for this one person.
The family is helping to isolate concerned frontline workers. Zarella says he is emotional because since he decided to post on social media asking healthcare workers if they needed a place to stay, he's gotten numerous emotional responses back. He says about 7 workers have already signed up to stay there.
I know just going to the grocery store, when I get home, I feel like I did something wrong and I'm in fear of infecting my family. So I could imagine how these healthcare providers feel.
Concerned about leaving the hospital and doctor offices and infecting their loved ones at home. The family says they're glad to be able to take that burden off of them. Zarella is not charging anything and said they say they are getting their payment knowing they're helping others.
When I came home from work, my wife was crying. And so when I spoke with her about it, I said, what's the matter? The doctor who's staying at our house was so thankful and so relieved to not have to worry about his parents anymore and infecting them. So it brought her to tears, and we're really not doing anything. We don't deserve any credit.
The family says there's no timeline and healthcare workers can stay for as long as they need. I'm Courtney Carter, Eyewitness News.
The Zarella family did a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
N95 masks are in high demand, and the owners of the New England Patriots came through in the clutch to bring them to Massachusetts.
Robert and Jonathan Kraft sent the Patriots plane to China to pick up more than 1.2 million masks. In addition to helping with the logistics, the Kraft family shelled out $2 million, which covers about half the cost of the masks.
Governor Charlie Baker got emotional when thanking the Kraft family.
Jonathan, honestly, we can't thank you and your dad and your family enough for answering the call and helping make this happen.
Robert Kraft and Governor Baker also agreed to send 300,000 of the masks to New York, one of the hardest hit areas in the world, to help with the coronavirus crisis there. Well, the coronavirus has forced many couples to change plans for their wedding day, and this is no different for one Cranston couple.
But some family and friends still found a way to make their day extra special. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Nesbitt has the story.
The parking lot here at Cranston West High School was the gathering place for friends and family of Bryan and Caitlin Schnell, a couple whose wedding plans were altered because of COVID-19, but not ruined, thanks to their loved ones who drove in for the ultimate surprise. One car at a time lined up ready with signs and horns.
We're just trying to be here for our friends, and they want to get married, and so we want to be here for them as in any way that we can.
A convoy of friends and family driving down the road to surprise Bryan and Caitlin Schnell, who had no idea about their wedding day surprise until now.
Just our immediate family was supposed to be here, and that is not what happened.
And there's certain things going on with Corona. We make special things happen.
The couple adjusted their wedding plans, venue, and guest list because of the spread of COVID-19.
For better or for worse.
Deciding to hold the ceremony with just 5 people on their maid of honor's lawn. But plans changed.
Way more than I envisioned. I am shocked by the amount of people that actually came, showed up, made signs, honked their horns.
Though a crowd can be overwhelming.
I like keeping things small. My ideal thing would be,
the courthouse.
Yeah.
Those who drove in to surprise Bryan and Caitlin from a safe distance.
With this ring, I'd be wed.
Made their wedding nuptials extra special.
The love and support that we've got from people in their cars watching us get married is just insurmountable.
April 10th, 2020 might be a time of social distancing because of the coronavirus.
Thank you so much for being here, no matter what.
But it's also now the Schnell's anniversary, proving that you can't cancel love. Bryan and Caitlin have another ceremony and reception scheduled for July 11th. They say that if there's still a state of emergency in place then, they will keep postponing until they are finally able to thank their loved ones for the surprise, less than 6 feet apart. In Cranston, I'm Rob Nesbitt, Eyewitness News.
And congratulations to them. When the coronavirus shut down restaurants and schools, it was a double dose of bad news for a local musician.
But a Warren school teacher is still singing while also raising some cash for a food pantry. Eyewitness News reporter Walt Buteau has more now from Bristol.
When the world cut him off from his fans and students, he decided to go underground. The farther you walk into Andre Arsenault's Bristol basement, the better it sounds.
Tonight, have a very special set, all original stuff.
The virtual stage
We're older than we thought we were tonight.
was the only option for this musician and music teacher.
The shadow of Vesuvius.
I never knew it was going to turn into, whatever this is. I don't know what this is. This is me and you in my basement.
And dozens of others joining online.
All right, we got some people. Little Andre said it's going good. Thanks, Little Andre. I appreciate that.
As he sings about better, carefree days, like summertime in his hometown.
Was the 4th of July in 02809. Now the flags are lining Hope Street. They got families on front porches. The kids are swinging sparklers, and we'll light tiki torches.
Hey, thanks. I've never had anyone clapping in here before. That's great. Normally it's just me in my basement. It's really weird when there's nobody clapping. So I really appreciate you clapping for me tonight. That was wonderful. We are taking tips for the East Bay Food Pantry. If you like what you hear, please support local families in our community. Support the food pantry.
Pull up in your car, up in your boat. Take a back ride or walk down the road, 'cause it's time jack time.
It is far from performing in front of a live audience or working with his students, but there is a connection he never expected.
Everyone kind of comes and hangs out in the comments. They talk to each other. There are families who will actually put this on their TVs. A couple the other day, they were slow dancing to one of my songs. And so I'm gonna be trying to figure out how to teach chorus to over 200 kids without getting them in the same room.
For Arsenault and his audience, it is a brief diversion from the world on the other side of the bulkhead. But even with the upbeat message of his music,
In my mind.
there's hope for the day when this virtual wall and what caused it will be gone.
Oh, it's totally strange. Oh, I can't wait to get back to normal someday, you know? That'll be a great day.
So far, he's raised about $300 for the East Bay Food Pantry. Walt Buteau, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Walt. And take a look at some of these residents of the Capitol Ridge Senior Home in Providence. Can't have any visitors right now, so they're sending messages through social media.
These are just some posted on Facebook the last few days. They include well wishes to loved ones, messages of encouragement, and plenty of what a lot of us need right now, some humor.
And speaking of humor and maybe even a little music, a West Greenwich man isn't letting quarantine stopping him from spreading the gift of song.
Karl Detken typically performs his favorite songs to rooms full of seniors. Because of COVID-19, his shows are much different now.
Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin joined him at the John Clark Retirement Center in Middletown, where he performed in an empty courtyard with the hope his singing can spread smiles during this trying time.
Karl Detken typically travels about 1,000 miles a week to perform at senior centers, but because of strict visitation policies due to the coronavirus, that's all changed. What hasn't changed is his commitment to making seniors smile. He can barely see his audience.
California Carl is back for you.
He can't hear their applause.
Let's do a little Frank Sinatra, what do you say?
But he sings on. Every song accompanied by a costume change and a message.
Thank you for letting me do this. This is dedicated to my mom. It's called Amazing Grace.
It was Karl Detken's mom who helped him realize his passion for music. Karl worked in corporate marketing for 25 years, but 3 years ago, his mom broke her hip. When he went to visit her at her assisted living facility in California, where he's from, he was asked to perform a song.
And I encouraged them, and I recklessly didn't realize I was doing this, but I told them, hey, if you feel like dancing, get up and shake what your mama gave you. And to my surprise, they got on their walkers and they rolled around in their wheelchairs for that one song, and I just saw this room just light up.
From then on, Karl knew one thing. He wanted to spend his life making people smile. And for the past 3 years, he's done that. A favorite tune leads to a special interaction that affects both artist and audience. The West Greenwich man, who now goes by California Karl, has performed more than 2,500 shows at nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and retirement communities throughout New England. The coronavirus wasn't about to change that. We witnessed that at John Clark Retirement Center on Monday.
I started saying, hey, can we do something out in the courtyards where they're still socially at their 6 feet, or in this case, it's 60 feet away, and I can still kind of see them, and I see them blowing kisses and waving.
I don't care if I never get back there.
For now, the venue may look a little different. The crowd may keep to themselves, but the message remains the same.
I wanted to bring them joyful noise, to bring joy back into their life. It really touches me.
And even though this group of seniors can't physically be together, Karl hopes his performance can remind them they aren't alone, saying music has the power to transcend any tough time and any space between us. Reporting in Middletown, I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Karl. What a wonderful gesture that is. Well, you've seen some creative ways people are staying connected while social distancing. Well, one Pawtucket family pulled out all the stops to wish their patriarch a happy 92nd birthday.
Since they couldn't have their usual gathering due to the coronavirus, they decided to throw him a parade, and we were lucky enough to be there for it. Eyewitness News reporter Kim Kalunian has the story.
We're about to roll, so join us for Alfred's 92nd birthday parade.
Chuck Vicoli pulled the whole thing together, inviting family and friends to participate in an extra special Sunday drive. Janet Barrett is Chuck's sister, coming up from Connecticut for Sunday's impromptu parade for their dad.
He usually has a huge birthday party with his whole family, and when we all get together, there's almost 30 of us because he had 8 children. He's got 14 grandchildren, and I believe almost 14 great-grandchildren.
But when it became clear a party was out of the question, the family decided to surprise surprise soon-to-be 92-year-old Alfred Vicoli with a unique celebration that abides by all the rules of social distancing. Family and friends staying inside their own cars, bearing signs, banners, and balloons. We spoke with Barrett and others using our own method of social distancing.
They're very happy to do this, and I can't wait to see them like in the doorway because we can't go in and see them. But you know, it's one of those things with the times that we're going through. You do what you have to do to make things happen, and this is what we're doing. He'll cry because Daddy cries at a lot of things. That's his emotions.
And so the parade began to roll.
Happy birthday!
Down Al's Pawtucket Street, and when he emerged, the look on his face was priceless.
For something like this,
Happy birthday, Uncle Al!
it's fabulous.
Happy birthday,
You're great, all good people.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I don't know, it's too much. I'm over. Yeah, it's great to have family and friends.
May the dear Lord bless Alfred. May the dear Lord bless you. Yay! Happy birthday, Dad! Yay! Woo! Love you! Woo!
Love that reaction. That was Kim Kalunian reporting. We want to take a moment tonight to thank all of our healthcare workers out there battling this virus day in and day out. Your dedication and sacrifice do not go unnoticed.
We also want to thank the many other essential workers out there, our first responders, postal workers, delivery drivers, grocery store and restaurant workers, just to name a few.
Please continue to send us your good news during this pandemic. A smile can go a long way.
And if you'd like to see more good news, head over to WPRI.com. There you can also sign up for our Good News newsletter.
We're all in this together. Stay safe.
Finally, WPRI chief photographers John Valella and Corey Welch put together this portrait of how our community looks today.
In some ways, I can't believe we've been at this for a month, but in other ways, it feels much, much longer than a month. At this point, every day blends into the next day, and they're all kind of an endless day. Take a minute today to acknowledge how hard this is. This is so hard for all of us. Everybody's saying we're going to get through this together, and it's true. And by the way, we are getting through it, and we will continue to get better and better every day. And to each and every one of you, every single one of you. There's not a Rhode Islander out there who isn't struggling in some way to deal with this crisis. And by and large, you are doing an amazing job. We'll be lighting the State House red for the next week. Red is typically the color we associate with our first responders. I want you to look up at the State House. I want you to see that red dome and know that that's a big thank you from every Rhode Islander to you for doing what you're doing to work so hard to keep all of us safe.